What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions.
Get with this.
When I started this channel 3 months ago, I never thought that I would discover a band that I would become so invested in and just be so into their music. And for a lot of you that follow my channel, you know what today is. Today is week 15 of Nightwish Wednesdays, which means it's finally time for Poet and the Pendulum. And I have been waiting for this one because I've heard so much about it. And I feel like this is more of a formal event than an actual reaction. So that being said, let's change a couple things. All right, I think we're ready. And I'm going to do a bit of talking here. So if you feel like this is stuff you've heard before and you know the background of the song, I'll put a timestamp down below. You can jump ahead and get right to the reaction. A lot of us YouTube reactors don't necessarily talk to each other, but we hear and read about each other all the time, whether it's good videos, bad videos, and we see all the critiques from you guys, the YouTube community, all over the place. And if there's one thing I've learned about reading those comments in the YouTube community is that no matter what I do in this video and how hard I've prepared and how much of the backstory I know, I'm not gonna please everybody. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I've accepted it. It's an impossible task to please everyone. So going forward into this video, just know, I hope you enjoy it, but this is for me. This one is just for me. I have been hearing about this song since the very first Nightwish reaction that I uploaded on YouTube. But I was told that there's a lot of backstory and I shouldn't just jump into it. I should know more about the band, more about their history, and listen to more of their music, which I have. Or at least as much as I could in the last 3 months. But I told you guys I would do this now, and I'm gonna do it. I don't know how much gear talk we're gonna do. I don't know how much production talk we're gonna do. This is a show that I've already seen a video from, so there's probably not much else that I can dissect and talk about. But if there are moments where I feel like I should, I will. But what I wanna do with this one is just kind of sit back, take it all in, just focus on the performance. And I'm gonna watch this with the captions on so I can see the lyrics, which I have already read before I started filming this. And I've also read the letters. And if you're not familiar with the letters are very famous in the Nightwish community now. When Tarja was removed from the band, she was done so with a letter from the band written by Tomas to her after the filming of the End of an Era DVD, which was their biggest hometown show they've done. It was posted on Nightwish's website. It had all of their feelings towards Tarja and why they were removing her from the band. And then a few days later, Tarja responded with her own letter that she put on her website for everybody to read. So this was a big personal, emotional affair for not only the band and everybody involved with the band, but the entire fan base as well. And we've seen from comments with the arguments about the different singers, people took this very personally and there's still some emotional attachments involved. So those letters were pretty deep, and what I will say from my experience in touring and being in bands and being around other bands, there's different versions to every story. I read Tomas's letter with the band to Tarja. Their concerns seemed legitimate. And then I read the letter from Tarja to the band, and her concerns seemed legitimate as well. But you gotta understand, that's two way different perspectives on the situation. People take things at different emotional values. So what the band might be feeling towards her might not be justified in her eyes. And obviously from reading those letters, it wasn't. So regardless of what really happened, it happened. And it's been years now. It's been about 15 years. And I'm sure everybody's over it. Nightwish has moved on with different singers. Tarja has a solo career going on. It seems everybody's doing just fine. But this song was a product of that situation. And that situation for Tomas and the rest of the band was really hard. Probably almost unbearable. And I say unbearable because I've heard, and not only have I heard, but I saw an interview with Tomas where he basically said he was so upset over the situation that he literally kills himself in this song so he didn't have to do it in real life. That's intense. Like, that's just knowing that going into this song just brings a whole new meaning to this, and it's probably going to be emotional. It's probably going to be intense, and I'm ready for it. It's going to be fun. I've done a whole bunch of other research. I've read up on stuff. I've checked stuff, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm not going to bore you with it at all, but what I will say, there are 2 versions of this video that were recommended, and I am going to be doing the official Nightwish uploaded version that they put online 3 weeks ago. I know there's some of you that are probably saying I should do the other fan uploaded one, but I like to stick with the official videos. That's what I'm going to do. If that's a problem, you don't have to watch this. So with all that being said, let's get into this. Today, I am going to be watching Nightwish, and I will link this video in the description below. And I'm finally going to be listening to Poet and the Pendulum live at Wembley Arena. Let's go! I'm actually a little nervous to start this. Before I start, just a couple other quick things. Just because I don't say something in the video doesn't mean I don't know about it, doesn't mean I necessarily missed it. There might be things I missed, so if it's something of value that you think you want to add, I don't mind it in the comments, but spare me from the, oh my god, I can't believe you didn't, like, did you guys know all this when you first watched it? Probably not. Also, if there's any first-timers here, keep in mind, I'm not a vocal coach. I'm not an expert analyst at breaking down lyrics. I'm not a musician. I am a roadie. I'm a guitar tech, so there's probably going to be some things I'm not going to be able to break down as well as some other people have. But this is my first take on Poet, so let's go. That video wall looks fantastic. That imagery is... it's wild. Hold up. I've got my hair tied up. I honestly didn't think I was going to be headbanging in this song. Let's just remove that and go back. Oh! Man, I know this song is broken up into, I think, 5 or 6 different parts. But I honestly thought this was going to be more of just a giant ballad. I was not expecting just this out of the gates, man. This rules. Starting already. So I assume we're transitioning into another part of the song. I'm tearing up already. This is crazy. I think emotionally this a lot of this music gets me too because, you know, years ago I was in a band and, you know, I remember some songs being emotional and I'm kind of trying to put my place or myself in their place while I'm listening to this, and like you can hear the power and the emotion behind it, man. Might be overthinking it, but I saw Empu go over to Tomas, maybe to be like, hey buddy, you doing all right? Like, you know, in an interview that I saw with Tomas, he talked about how there are times where he has to ask their monitor engineer when they perform this live to take all the vocals out of his ear mix because he doesn't want to hear the lyrics. And it's intense, man. I mean, you got to think too, he wrote this 15 years ago. He was a different person. This is probably a mental state that he doesn't even want to be in anymore. So let's continue into this next part. God, she sounds good. One thing I love about Nightwish, I want to go back, sorry. Tomas is a genius when he writes. And I just saw that lyric that said, I only have 3 minutes and counting. I want to see where that was. I have a feeling exactly 3 minutes later, something's going to happen.
Long enough to find yourself screaming every night. Long enough to see.
Or maybe it'll just be a change into another part of the song.
For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes. Count.
6:55.
I just wish the tide would catch me first and give me a death I always longed for.
I just got to point out, production-wise, we haven't seen any special effects in terms of cryo or pyro or anything like that, but holy what a light show. This might be the best lighting programming I've seen so far, and it fits the vibe of this song perfectly. Like, we've still got some time left. There might be some over-the-top special effects usage later, but so far, man, the lighting looks in this just shine, man. Just right along with this performance. God, this is impressive.
Everyone must bury their own. To break the berry, the heart of stone. Now he's in hell, serves him well. Save for the bell, darling, for his farewell.
One morning thumbed upon his altar, the means of the dark passion play, performed by his friends without shame, spinning on his grave as they came.
Get away, run away, fly away, lead me astray. To dreamers, hide away. I can't cry 'cause the shoulder cries for I cannot die. I am hard for the cold world. Forgive me, I have but two faces, one for the world, and one for God. Save me, I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries for I cannot die. I am hard for the cold world, hard for the cold world, hard for the cold.
Today, in the year of our Lord 2005,
20 seconds.
two of us was called from the cares of the world.
Oh, hold on. Is that like his eulogy being read? I know I read the lyrics before this, but I couldn't like picture how they were doing it or anything like that.
Today, in the year of our Lord 2005, two of us was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
This guy is a genius songwriter. Dude. I thought I really respected Nightwish before. This is nuts. Like, I don't even have the words to describe, like, what I'm feeling and trying to say right now. But on a lighter note, since we usually do gear talk on this channel, and I knew I probably wouldn't have to do anything because it's the same stuff I've already seen, Empu's playing the EV1, Marco's playing the Warwick Vampire, Kai's using that Pearl custom kit with the Minor symbols, Tomas obviously using Korg, as he always does, and I've seen this production in some other videos, so I won't get into too much detail. Great lighting, as I said, giant video wall. I'm curious to see if we'll see some special effects at the end here, but this is just a whole nother level of this band. Okay, lighting trusses are moving too. I thought I saw that. We'll go back into that part, but you know, I just noticed again, Empu and Marco are over by Tomas, and I don't think I was overthinking that before. I think they know that this is this emotional for him, and they're checking on their buddy. Man, you know, one of the things I love the most about this band, and I was talking to a friend of mine recently that, you know, another super metalhead, and he's like, yeah, I just can't get into Nightwish, you know, he's like, you know, as a metalhead, it's like, it's not like the metal that I like. And I get that. Like, I get where he's coming from, but it's, for me, I don't appreciate Nightwish as a metal band. This is like modern day God, I was about to say Mozart, and I know that people refer to Thomas as Metal Mozart. Like, it's just genius composition. Like, this is... I don't know, man. I'm at a loss for words. I really am. I'm trying to think of what I want to say, and I can't think of the right words, so let's just finish this off.
Thank you.
Wow. Let's go talk about some more stuff. There's some stuff to unpack, for sure. So before I did this song, I saw two different approaches to this. And let's just loosen this up real quick. Sorry, this has been killing me. A lot of people said I should do research to this song before I do it. And then a lot of people said, you don't need the research, you don't need to know about it, just watch it. And my buddy Chase Carnison told me he thinks I would appreciate it more if I knew the background story and did the research. And I am really glad I did. Seriously. I can't imagine if I did this song like right away. Like, it wouldn't be as impactful at all. Knowing the history of this band and knowing the story and knowing more about, you know, Thomas and how he writes and stuff like that, that made this song way more powerful, way more emotional. And I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. If another YouTube reactor wants to just jump into this song, awesome. But for me, I'm glad I knew the story. I'm glad I knew what was going on, man. That was... I mean... I'm still at a loss for words. It's just appreciating his style of writing and what he does. I mean, he's just a whole nother level of a writer. I mean, he's closer to a true classical composer than a guy writing for a rock band. I mean, really, it's just, this was incredible. Absolutely incredible, everything about it. I was kind of expecting more special effects towards the end of the song, but I'm glad there weren't any from a production standpoint. Honestly, I loved that the focus was more on the band and the feeling and the emotion. They didn't need to wow you with any pyro or cryo effects or anything like that. The lighting looks were insanely good. I mean, ridiculous. And it fit the vibe perfectly, and that's what a good lighting designer and a good lighting director will do. And they knocked it out of the park, man. Everything about this performance is just phenomenal. God, I don't even know what else to say. And I know this was a long one. And if I'm not mistaken, at the time, I think this was the longest Nightwish song. And now it's The Greatest Show on Earth, which I know is the next big one I got to get to. And we'll probably be there in a few more weeks. This was week 15. Let's do Greatest Show on Earth. We'll say right now, week 20. So we've got 4 more weeks of Nightwish reactions. If there's any other songs you would like to see me react to before The Greatest Show on Earth, drop them in the comments below, because I want to get to those before I get to that one. Man, thank you guys so much. I'm glad I waited. I hope this was as enjoyable for you and I did this some form of justice, but if it means anything to anybody watching, that meant a ton to me. I loved it. I appreciated every second of it. I'm glad I did this. So if this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time, so if you turn your alerts on, you'll be notified the second new stuff comes out. If you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate the like. And if you disliked it, which, because it's YouTube, I'm sure people will, feel free. There is a dislike button down there. Dislike it, move on. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I even have a Discord server that I share with Chase Carnison, and I will link that in the description below. And we both hang out on the Night Dreamers Reacticide Discord all the time, which is just a Discord server for Nightwish fans from all over the world. And it's not just about the band. We just hang out and talk about normal everyday stuff too, and it's a blast. So I will link that below as well. Thank you so much for watching once again. My handle on everything social media related is @TankTheTech. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.